After the great flood in the days of Noah, humanity began again. The earth was fresh, the nations were growing, and all people spoke one language. But what began as unity would soon become pride, and one ambitious plan would change the world forever. Generations past, the descendants of Noah traveled across the earth. They settled in a wide plain and began building a great city. At that time, the entire world spoke one language. People could understand one another perfectly, and their unity gave them great confidence. One day the people said to each other, "Come, let us make bricks and build ourselves a city, and a tower that reaches the heavens. Then we will make a name for ourselves, so we will not be scattered across the earth." And so, the construction began. Thousands of workers gathered together, brick by brick, stone by stone. The tower began to rise. Day after day, the tower grew taller and taller. Soon it stood above the city like a giant reaching toward the sky. The people believed nothing could stop them. God sees the tower, but the Lord looked down upon the earth to see the city and the tower that the people were building. God saw their pride and their desire to glorify themselves instead of Him. If nothing changed, their ambition would only grow greater. So God said, "If they are one people with one language, nothing they plan will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other." And in an instant, everything changed. Workers suddenly could not understand their neighbors. Friends began speaking words that sounded strange and unfamiliar. Confusion spread across the city. Builders argued, leaders shouted, and the great construction came to a sudden stop. The people scattered without a common language. The people could no longer work together. Families and groups began leaving the city, traveling in different directions across the earth. The once great tower stood unfinished, a silent reminder of human pride. Why it was called Babel? That place was called Babel because there, the Lord confused the language of the whole world and scattered the people across the earth. The story of the Tower of Babel reminds us that human pride can lead to downfall, but God's power and wisdom will always prevail. True greatness does not come from reaching the heavens with our own strength, but from walking humbly with God.